I'm going to describe the Agile methodology using Scrum. Agile methodology is a set of practices and principles that allow teams and companies to provide incremental results and value. Teams develop in small chunks and learn lessons from each chunk. Many frameworks utilize Agile, such as Scrum, XP, Crystal, and FDD. The advantages of Agile are focusing on the most important items and preventing waste. This produces quick results and encourages customer feedback. The process is adaptive and flexible and is best used when the scope is not known at the start of a project. Scrum is by far the most popular Agile methodology, and the term refers to when a team huddles at the beginning of a rugby match. Scrum is a way to implement Agile that uses short cycles called sprints, and those are usually 2 to 4 weeks. Scrum is a framework that addresses complex problems but can also be used for simple problems and is used frequently in product development and software development. In Scrum, instead of teams working separately, the group works as one dedicated team and provides constant deliverables and utilizes constant feedback. There are 3 key roles in Scrum, and that is product owner, who defines the features. There's the Scrum Master, who leads the team and runs the meetings, and then the team, in which members may do multiple jobs during a sprint. There are 3 artifacts in a Scrum, and that is the product backlog, which is a prioritized list of the features called user stories. There's the sprint backlog, which is estimated for size and committed projects for the next sprint. And there's a burn down chart, which is the progress of the current sprint. There are 4 ceremonies in Scrum, which is sprint planning, and that is where they discuss user stories and estimate size. There's daily Scrums, which are stand-up meetings in which the completed work is discussed and also what they are currently working on. There's a sprint review, which demos the completed work, and the last ceremony is the sprint retrospective, which discusses how the process could be improved for the next sprint.
Agile method will definitely help Acme company if implemented properly. There are various methods to train the Agile teams. As a project consultant for Acme, we would recommend 4 ways to train the Agile team. First, follow the Agile manifesto to create the assignments and exercise. The second one is Acme should have their Agile team members complete online course registrations, online course certifications. They can be certified from scrum.org or agilecertification.org. The third approach is collaborative teaching, where the focus should be in we, not I. The Agile teams should work together with stakeholders, customers, and Acme can have the tech team member work together in pairs, use pair testing, allow customer to collaborate on the final products, and so on. And finally, Acme should hire an Agile coach. The Agile coach will coordinate live projects using Agile methods and will also make training more relevant by using live examples from different projects.
Agile software developments and their advocates support just enough documentation on Agile project. In the article I read, just enough documentation strategies includes documenting electronic backups of physical artifacts. This helps Agile team effectively manage their paper documents and ensure durability. The second was documenting change decisions made by the customers, which keeps track of changing customer needs and to aid changes in requirements and development. And the third one was documenting business terminology in project dictionary. This is used to build set of business terminologies commonly used by the customers and also contain its meaning and context of use. The fourth one was documenting traditional functional specifications when collaborating with non-agile teams, which is used to communicate and collaborate better with the with the teams. And the last one was documenting positive customer feedback to capture customer positive feedback, which they can use as mechanism to demonstrate their effectiveness at the team. These are the different forms of documentation Agile teams are suggested to engage in day-to-day basis, which act as the means to support the communication.
For the executive support methodology, um, executive job is kind of like overseeing and kind of seeing what's going on with the project and stuff like that. They're not only just there to like give advice, but they're also there to give like power and authority when doing the method. Um, in the article I read, it talked about the importance of the power of no. Uh, just kind of demonstrating that sometimes you have to say no in order to move on and make process and going forward during a project. Sometimes, people want to change something up or something's not working the way they want to, and you just don't have the time or the resources to really invest in it. Um, and that I could totally agree with. Another thing is it talks about the ability to kind of listen to the weird ideas, kind of like stepping outside of the box and taking a look at and kind of seeing like the bigger picture. Sometimes creativity really will help you push past that point. Um, instead of just saying no all the time, sometimes you gotta say yes and kind of look at what's going on. Um, yeah.
Hi, I'm going to talk about how team management works using Scrum. The first role I'm going to cover is the Scrum Master. The Scrum Master is basically the coach. He or she helps the Scrum team self-organize and work in a Scrum manner. The Scrum Master must understand the Scrum rules and practices thoroughly. The Scrum Master is your go-to person for how the Scrum framework should operate. He or she will also facilitate meetings whenever it is necessary. The master usually can help the product owner on how to maximize the return on investment from the business, and he aids the team to work to be as productive and efficient as they possibly can. The product owner prioritizes the requirements based on the business needs and is responsible for managing the product backlog, which is a list of all the features that the business needs in the finished product. The product owner role is responsible for making decisions that maximize their return on investments and for making priority calls or trade-offs to maximize product value. The development team is the last role I'm going to cover, and that consists of professionals who do the work of delivering an increment of the completed product in every sprint. They understand important Agile principles and practices. The team collaborates to perform tasks outside of their roles to deliver the product on time. The team is skilled in whatever is needed to develop the product for the business. The development team looks to the Scrum Master for coaching. For example, I watched a video about a Scrum team in Microsoft TFS. The development team frequently looked to the Scrum Master and asked him questions about the data within each sprint.